The NFL Week 13 recap and Week 15 look ahead lines edition of the NFL Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Bet Rivers. Claim your risk-free bet up to $500 at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetRivers. That is the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetRivers. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Game Time tickets made for your perfect holiday gift. Download the Game Time app today and use that code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase today.
I'm just about that action, boss.
You have to be kidding me. That is impossible.
I'm raising the ante. Anybody wants any deal?
Jordan Davis, dog. Jalen Hurts, dog. AJ Brown, dog. How many of you want to eat a W tonight?
And welcome, everybody, to the NFL Gambling Podcast, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Monday, December the 4th, which means we're recapping Week 13, another week in the books. We got a Monday night encounter. A couple weeks ago, it looked like a good game with potentially Burrow versus Lawrence, but no, we got Browning versus Lawrence to put a bow on week number 13. But, I mean, we're here to recap, and then we'll look ahead to Week 15's lines. We'll even tease out a couple Week 14 leans that we might do. I know we do the Wednesday show, but if you're wondering who you're listening to, I am Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac, and joined each and every episode on the NFL Gambling Podcast. You guys know him from the old-fashioned football. He is JMark Football. JMark, what's up, man? You had a bye week, so you're in a good mood, unlike me.
That's right. We did not lose. I told my father-in-law this weekend, I said, I'll bet you that the Bears don't lose this weekend. And he was like, let me think. Well, who do they play? And I said, that doesn't matter. Just you hate the Bears. Just take it. He's like, nah, you're up to something. So didn't work out. But yeah, at least we didn't lose. And what a week of football. Nick already chattering in from the chat. So if you're not at the chat, get there on the YouTube, of course, but he says, fuck the Eagles, big Niners fan. He was quite pleased with that game. Can't blame him. And one last thing, I got a couple rants loaded for a couple of these games, so I'm excited to get to those.
Oh, dude, I got plenty of ranting to do. There's some fucking teams I just want to shove in a locker and never let them out. It might start with my team. It may be my other team that I like to bet on that never covers that we'll talk about. Yes, fuck the Eagles. I agree, Nick Fortune. Glad to see that fraud team finally lose a game. I mean, we were calling that. I mean, you can't get outgained by 100 yards every single week and finally and win each and every week. I don't think the Eagles are frauds, obviously. Fraud's a strong statement, but they're not in the 49ers class. Honestly, I think the Cowboys are better. I know they're going to play this week, but we'll touch on it. So, JMark, let's lead it off and let's go back to that Thursday night with the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys get it done 41-35. Seahawks cover the number. This was an entertaining game, and I thought the Seahawks actually were right there to win the game. It was a good spot for them. Came out, those throwback uniforms. They were ready to go right off the get-go. We're actually up at the half, I believe. Yeah, 21-20. Took a 28-20 lead, but couldn't hold on. What was your takeaway from this? I mean, good win for Dallas. In the past, this team actually loses this game, I feel like.
Yeah, no, agreed. I had a coworker who's a Cowboys fan ask before this game, what's your thoughts on it? I said, well, the Cowboys tend to rout bad teams and they struggle against good teams. But who the Seahawks are is anybody's guess, because sometimes they show up as a really good team, sometimes they don't. They showed up. They played their asses off. They almost got this thing, and I thought it was a really good effort by the Seahawks. Cowboys just had a little bit too much for them. But yeah, this was a fun game to watch. If you don't hate the Cowboys like yourself, and if you don't hate the Seahawks like Mr. Fortune, this was a good game to watch the back and forth action go. And yeah, obviously they overcashed very easily. Somebody told me, I think this will hit the under. I was like, I don't know. And that Cowboys defense, they do struggle against teams that can move the ball in the air. For as good as they are, they do tend to struggle with that. So it'll be interesting to see how that is going forward.
Yeah. I mean, the Seahawks had a lead in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately for me, man, the Cowboys are good. Texas football's good. Kind of just a shit year for all the teams I like to shit on. I mean, the Eagles are good. I guess the Giants suck at least. But yeah, I mean, the Cowboys go to 9. They continue to get shit done against the average to below average teams. They got Philly, man. They got Philly next week. They're playing better football than Philly right now. If you take all the bias aside, don't you agree?
Yeah, I do. It's hard because they're playing a lot better football than Philly did last night. Philly obviously pulled it out of their asses against Chiefs and Bills, so it's going to be a close game. And Dallas, yeah. It's going to be a close game. This is going to be interesting. Kind of like Shanahan said about the Niners game. Whoever wins next week, it's not like, oh, they're solidified as they're going to the Super Bowl, and whoever loses, it's not like, oh, they're done for. It's going to be a good game, and we might see these two play again in the playoffs.
Yeah, I definitely don't think either of them are on the Niners level. That's
No.
for I can guarantee. But yeah, put a bow on it. Dallas 9-3. God, it sucks that they got a tough stretch though. They got Philly at Buffalo, at Miami, and then Detroit, and then they got Riverboat Ron. Ron will probably beat them like 18 when he's eliminated.
Right.
Eliminated? Hey, he's still eliminated. He's still got the playoff scenarios, and we'll talk about the NFC playoff picture. Speaking of the playoff picture, Seattle, man, once a 6-3 football team, once a 5-2 football team. Now all of a sudden 6-6, and they got to go to San Fran, and they got Philly after that. Trending in the wrong direction, my friend. That's what the Seattle Seahawks are doing. So 6-6 with San Fran on deck. That's not what the doctor ordered, I don't think.
No, not at all.
No, it's not. So, all right. Well, let's move along to the next game, and we'll go over to Sunday at 1 o'clock. Oh, my God. How? How is this even possible? The New England Patriots have the best defense in football right now. They've given up 26 points in 3 games, and they're 0-3 in them, and they're 0-3 ATS. I don't even know how that's possible. That's 8.7 they're giving up 8.7 points per game over a 3-game stretch, and they have not covered or won in any of them. It's honestly amazing. Like Bill Belichick, he is the GOAT because this is the greatest tanking job I've ever seen where you're the defensive coach, can look so good, but you still don't win the game. How can they not cover 5.5 when they held their opponents to 6?
Yeah, man, I'm sure there's no stats on it because it's never happened before, but I'm sure that's some sort of NFL record of how many
3 times.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I thought the Patriots looked good at first when Ramondre Stevenson was in the game. His injury killed any offense they had. I know it wasn't great offense, but they were able to move the ball on the ground. They couldn't count on Zeke to do that throughout the game like they would have Stevenson. I think I don't like to make excuses for injuries, but I think if Stevenson doesn't leave that game, the Patriots do cover, maybe even win. But yeah, this team, we're not betting them anymore, Ryan. We can't. Don't.
What if I told you they're catching a touchdown against Mitch Trubisky on Thursday? What? I can't back the Steelers.
Hey, don't you diss Mitch Trubisky now.
Oh my God. I mean, JMark, this is ridiculous. They're actually not even playing that bad, or they're playing good on defense. Their offense is awful, like you said. They're the Jets, is who they are. That's who they've become.
Right.
I mean, you look at the box score; they outplayed the Chargers. I don't know. And then Bill wouldn't kick the field goal with like 7 minutes left. Like they're down 6-0. It's 4th and 7, and I'm like, Bill, kick the field goal, man. You're not going to get this first down. You have a quarterback that is awful. Bailey Zappi. By the way, Mac Jones is not the issue. Bailey Zappi was so bad yesterday. They got to have somebody else. I mean, their quarterback play is so bad. Their offensive line is so bad. But the other thing, these receivers suck. I mean, Zeke Elliott was their leading receiver yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one nice play by Devontae Parker, but he ended up stepping out of bounds before he came down with the ball. But other than that, yeah, they're not getting separation. They're not stretching the field by any means, and it's pitiful. I don't know what they do from here. Do they go back to Mac Jones? Do they stick with Bailey Zappi? Do they try Malik Cunningham to see if he can do something?
Will Greer.
Yeah. I mean, it's for Patriots fans, like our friend of the network, or I guess part of the network, Cody Zeeb. It's a dark time for him after being on top for so long.
Oh yeah, they're getting everything they deserve. I will
Yeah.
say I am taking them on Thursday again, though. I'm not taking the Steelers. I am not laying a touchdown with Trubisky. No way in hell. Honestly, the Patriots and the Steelers are the exact same team. The Steelers just have gotten every bounce. The Patriots have gotten no bounces. Both those teams are awful. What about this other team? The Chargers suck. I
Yeah.
mean, the fact that
do.
they were only able to score 6 points against New England, they're just lucky that New England is so inept right now offensively.
Yeah, they have to make changes. They have way too much talent to have only won 5 games and to struggle the way they have. They can't finish games. They're all around the franchise is just pitiful right now.
Yeah, and from here, like you said, they're 5-7, so they think they're still in the hunt. They got Denver twice. They got Vegas, Buffalo, and Kansas City. They're not going to make the playoffs. No.
I'm not taking them in any of those games.
No, they should have lost yesterday. We were on
Yeah.
the right side of this one. New England
Yeah.
should have won this game if they
Agreed.
just did it. If fucking Bill wasn't tanking. God damn you, Bill. You better beat the Steelers for me on Thursday. All right, that's enough Patriots goddamn talk. I'm pissed off thinking about it. You guys suck ass. All right, let's go over to Bet Rivers because we're brought to you today on the NFL Gambling Podcast by Bet Rivers. Bet Rivers is available in over 14 states, including Ontario, Canada. Bet Rivers has some of the best live betting markets out there. Their betting menu is second to none, including a ton of props, depositing, withdrawing, super easy. I really don't have a strong lean on the game tonight. It tends a lot with Jacksonville, but I don't really like the quarterback for Cincinnati Brownings. Take the under. I mean, these primetime unders have just been rolling. JMark, you got a lean on the game tonight at all?
If I could unmute myself. No, I would take Travis Etienne anytime touchdown. That's really the only thing I like in this game. Maybe look at Ingram's yardage, but otherwise, yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a stinker, I think.
Yeah. Shout out to Jacksonville. Sign up with your link to get a risk-free bet up to $500. Go to sportsgamblingpockets.com/betrivers. That is sportsgamblingpockets.com/betrivers. And if you got a problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Shout out to the chat. RD says I need a 12-step program for my Patriots addiction. Dude, I should have won all the last 3 times betting them. It's been the most ridiculous losses in that Raiders game where they gave up the safety to lose. Oh, I mean, I'm going bankrupt. They've cost me a house at this point. It's just,
Remember,
I hate this team.
Take your hand, smack yourself.
All right. Can't wait to take him against Steelers. We'll talk about the Steelers here in a minute. My God, did they suck. Let's go over this game. So, probably wasn't the right side, but if you had the Patriots, you had the Saints, you had the Jets, and you had the Titans, it was a brutal 1 o'clock window like myself. Oh, my God. The Saints go down 21-0. They were asleep at the wheel to start this game. And then the Lions defense sucks. We talked about it. They let them right back in the game. I mean, how do you give up almost 400 yards to the Saints? Derek Carr got injured. Then Jameis came in. Taysom Hill was in. Luckily, Detroit is really good offensively, and they were able to get through this game.
Yeah,
I don't like this Lions team right now going forward. I think they're regressing rather than progressing heading into the playoffs.
they're really starting to feel like
Minnesota
the Chiefs, not this year, but the Chiefs in the past. The offense can keep up with anybody. The defense sucks, except they don't have Patrick Mahomes. They have Jared Goff, so they're not as good as the Chiefs. But yeah, I thought the Lions would win this one. They should have won it by a lot more. They should have never let the Saints back in it. And then poor Derek Carr. I mean, he's down 21-0. He comes back in for Taysom Hill after Taysom runs a play. He gets booed and still gets him back in the game somehow, and then gets hurt. And Jameis Winston can't keep him in the game. Really, I mean, he did okay, but they should have won this. The Saints should have completed this comeback. And I really feel the way Carr was moving the ball, they might have been able to. He looked good aside from that first quarter, but yeah, when you go down 21-0 in the NFL, you deserve to lose no matter how much it's by. Just my opinion.
21-0. We should add. By the 8-minute mark in the first quarter. It wasn't just like 21-0 at halftime. No, it was 21-0 in like 6 minutes. I was having a freaking cold one to start the 1 o'clock window. I didn't even get done with my first beer, and they were down 21 sip. I go, what the fuck is wrong with this team? The Lions go to what? 2-9-1 ATS. This team is garbage. But with that said, do you know who they have next? They got Carolina at home, and they got New York Giants at home. They could get to 7-7, and then they get the Falcons the last week of the season to win the division.
Saints are winning it. I'm telling you, they're going to the playoffs, facing the Jags in the Super Bowl.
They're garbage. I mean, the NFC. I thought the NFC South sucked last year. It sucks even this year.
Agreed.
All righty. Well, that's enough of that. The Lions, on the other hand, the Bears are going to beat them this weekend. I'm with you on that. I like that angle. I do not like what I see from the Lions, especially on the defensive side. And it's like the first time in like 2 months that they've gone outside.
Yeah.
Have they played outside since they got routed by Baltimore?
I don't know if they have. No,
they haven't. They got routed by Baltimore. They were playing good ball before that. They beat Tampa Bay and Green Bay outside, but the outside cold is definitely an issue, and that line's been dropping. So,
bunch of fair weather pussies.
Soon, JMark and I might be on the Bears on Sunday. So, Lions 9-3. They're probably lucky. That what's it called? The Packers dug themselves a hole early because the Packers are playing better ball than them right now.
Yep, agreed. And that's a lot coming from me.
I know. That hurt you, didn't it? All right, let's go over to the next game.
The longest game.
This game, yeah. Multiple weather delays. Pittsburgh Steelers aren't very good. I've kind of been saying it for weeks. This team's not good, man. Like, I know they got the Tomlin voodoo magic, but got dominated by the Cardinals at home. And I know it's an out-of-conference matchup. And I guess it was a letdown a little bit off the Cincinnati win. But, I mean, good thing for Tomlin. He's already got 7 wins. He just needs 2 more to go to extend the streak. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots beat them on Thursday. Would you? I like with Pickett out, this team's terrible.
They're better with Trubisky. Trubisky's the man. Oh, maybe that's terrible. Maybe that's the bear in me, knowing he's the ex-bear.
Terrible.
I wouldn't be. Maybe a good way to bet that game is load up your no touchdown bets. Don't take a first touchdown. Load up no touchdown.
Do you know what the over/under is?
33.
30.
Oh my gosh. I was shooting low. I was thinking like an Iowa game. I'll throw out 33.
Nebraska is on Thursday, aka the Patriots and Steelers.
Oh man.
I hope Pittsburgh doesn't make the playoffs. I can't watch them anymore. They're awful. I mean, it's a great job by Tomlin to get them 7 wins. They're probably going to sneak in and get 9 and 8. Maybe they'll get the 7th seed, but they're going to get. I mean, they'll lose by 30, like they did to Kansas City that one year. Even Steelers fans, like most loyal, you guys have to know that this team sucks. This team is god awful. I mean, the Cardinals. You look at the yardage yesterday. Steelers had 300 yards of offense. They're actually moving the ball a little bit, but that was never a game. They kind of just got dominated by Kyler Murray.
Yeah, and James Conner, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns on 25 carries. They couldn't slow him. I mean, it seemed like every drive the Cardinals had, it seems like they ended up in the Steelers' territory. They just couldn't slow him down. So This Steelers team, it's not good. The only reason they have had the success they've had this year is because of Tomlin. I'm convinced that's just the voodoo magic he has, because Cardinals are not a good team. This is not a team you should lose 24-10 to at home.
No, in the middle of December, like this is unacceptable. This is
Agreed.
this is a red flag right here. Fraud team.
Yeah, for sure.
Doesn't mean I don't like the Steelers. I'm like a closet Steelers fan, but this team sucks. Man.
I'm a closet Mitch Trubisky fan, so let's go, Mitch. Prove them wrong Thursday.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I get the Patriots and Steelers on Thursday. Those are my two teams. I'm betting the under 30.
Right? Yeah, there you go.
All right, that's enough of this. From here, let's go over to another garbage game. And I don't know how the hell I did not cover this. The Jets suck ass. They give up 13 and can't cover either. Zach Wilson was not the problem in here either, just like Mac Jones was the problem. That offensive line is so bad. There's no way. Why would Rodgers come back? They can't.
Right.
He's going to blow out his Achilles again. That they can't block anybody. I mean, you look at it. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say they had a great opportunity to win a game that they should have won to kind of fuel the Rodgers returns rocket, right? Because, we've won more games now and we need you back to get us that playoff push. But they just couldn't get out of their own way. They couldn't do anything.
Nothing. And so by the way, the favorites rolled again yesterday.
Yeah.
I think they were 8-2. Public road favorites are rolling when the Chargers and Falcons go on the road as public ass favorites and somehow cover. That's when it's like an all-time heater for the public / road favorites. I couldn't believe the Falcons covered this game. Like this was I thought this was the easiest pick of the day. and the Jets are just so goddamn bad. Their defense is good, I will say that.
Yeah.
But the Jets can't even run the ball. Breece Hall, 13 carries, 16 yards. Bijan Robinson was pretty much the only offense. Desmond Ridder, he was all right. I mean, for him, 12 of 27 for 120 yards.
For him.
The Falcons suck, man. They're 6-6. Oh, my God. What a joke. They might make the playoffs.
That's disgusting.
We got to bet Tampa Bay next week against them. This team is such freaking frauds.
Yeah. Oh, I got a bone to pick with Tampa Bay. I'll talk about that when we get there.
Oh yeah, I hate all these teams. My team sucks, so I hate every team. So, all right, let's do an ad break real quick, and then we'll talk about. I'm gonna go. I got a lot to say about the next game because was another one I lost. We're brought to you by Prize Picks over at the NFL Gambling Podcast because Prize Picks is here, and you can see right there on YouTube.com 100% deposit match up to $100 with that promo code SGPN. And it's Prize Picks you like about it too. You can do multiple sports. You can do basketball, football. Don't try to do the NBA because probably your player that you want to do is probably sitting out with a broken fingernail in the load management protocol or the stupid midseason tournament that they got that nobody knows the rules for or how it's structured. Seems like a rigged David Stern operation like old times. So get over there to Prize Picks. But it's great if they are active somehow. You can pair them with an NFL player because the NFL player will probably play unless he's Deshaun Watson. So get over there to Prize Picks, pair up that basketball and football player, and you can win a bunch over there. Prize Picks even has a reboot policy, so if your player gets injured, reboot. So if they get injured in the first half, boom, you get the injury policy with a daily fantasy sports platform with the injury policy. Get over there to Prize Picks. JMark, do you have one for Monday Night Football tonight?
Sure do. One of the things I like about Prize Picks, I make 5 picks on the games for my entry, and even if 3 of them hit, it's still 1.5 times your money. So I like that. And I've got tonight, Travis Etienne, more than 15.5 receiving yards. Christian Kirk, more than 51.5 receiving yards. Joe Mixon, more than 48.5 rushing yards. I was on the Moors, obviously. And then they have these something you can put in your entry where it's a touchdown combo selection. So Jamar Chase or Christian Kirk, more than half a touchdown. Joe Mixon and Evan Engram more than half a touchdown. You have to rely on you rely on two guys. You just need one touchdown.
Absolutely love it. So get over there to prizepicks.com/SGPN and code SGPN for a first deposit match up to $100. Prizepicks.com, code SGPN, PrizePicks Daily Sports made easy. Also brought to you by Game Time. Game Time's back, baby. Game time. If you want to go over to the NFL, you want to go over to Duval County tonight, get drunk, have a good time watching the Bengals and Jaguars. Well, if you're going to do it, get over there to Game Time so you're not worried about expensive tickets. I mean, that's economies, the economy, man. You got to get over there, save a couple bucks. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg to get over there with gas. So you better get over to Game Time and save yourself a couple bucks so you have some for a freaking cold one and a hot dog. So get over there to Game Time. You know what's great about Game Time? They give you flash sheets of where you're going to be sitting so you know exactly what you're getting, what you're involved with. Lowest price guaranteed, event cancellation protection, job loss protection as well. And I love Game Time. I've used it for years and years. Highly recommend it. Game Time tickets make the perfect holiday gift. And when you use that Game Time app, create an account and use that code CFBX for $20 off. Terms apply. Create an account CFBX for $20 off. Download the Game Time app. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Snag those tickets without stress with Game Time. Can't fucking talk over here on the NFL Gambling Podcast. I'm just freaking got like dyslexia. I'm freaking reading over words over here that are meant to be over here. Alrighty. Let's get over to this filthy Colts and Titans game. Mike Vrabel, this year's so fucked up. The Patriots can't win a close game, and now Mike Vrabel can't win a close game. The Titans should have won this game. They got 2 punts blocked in the fourth quarter. I mean, how's the buck? And then they missed an extra point. How's that even happen? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The Titans are done. The Colts somehow keep defying logic. I hate this team. I hate everybody that's winning. I'm jealous because I think all these teams suck. Speaking of Colts, Shaq Leonard just signed with the Eagles. Oh, great. I mean, what was your takeaway from this crazy game?
Yeah, I remember when I made this pick and you and the people in the chat, no way the Colts are winning. It's Titans at home. You were right. They probably should not have won this game. I got lucky as shit to hit this one. I mean, talk about the worst of luck. The 2 punt blocks, the missed extra point. Like when they scored, I was like, well, that's it. Maybe Colts can drive and get a field goal, but that's probably it. And then they missed it. I'm like, what the fuck? How does that happen? Like, this was scripted, right? These are the types of things that really make me feel that maybe there is a script, because there's no way the Colts should have won this. Somebody wants them in the playoffs. Jim Irsay is greasing somebody's pockets for some reason. But yeah, it was crazy that the Colts pulled that out.
So the thing with the Titans, their holder got injured. That's what happened. So, and he's the punter. So, like, the punter got injured on the block punt, so it cost him the game with that. So, yeah. But hey, man, you got to give the Colts credit. Vrabel's owned them for years and years, but it flipped this year. Steichen comes over for Frank Reich, and now they swept the Titans. It feels like the Titans, all those breaks for all these years, things are finally flipping against them. It's flipping against Vrabel and Belichick this year. All those lucky ass wins are not there this year. One day this is going to flip against Tomlin. All those lucky Tomlin wins are finally going to flip against him. It might be down the stretch. He may not win another game. Great win the Colts. I mean, they're 7-5. You got to be thinking they're thinking playoffs at this point. They're in one of the wild cards.
Yeah, like Artie said, Minshew mania. It's here. He's a maniac, and he's going to keep winning.
You think Irsay even is happy that they're in the playoffs, or his boy's Anthony Richardson? He doesn't want a quarterback controversy. I mean, you look at the Colts schedule, man. They go to Cincinnati, then they got Pittsburgh, then they got Atlanta, they got Vegas and Houston at home. That's as easy as a schedule. They should be able to get 3 out of 5 there.
Yeah, I agree.
If we had the freaking Colts in the playoffs over the Bills, I'm going to freaking lose it. Oh, my God.
After they draft Anthony Richardson, who I did not think was going to be ready for year one, he looked good. Then he gets injured. Jonathan Taylor holds out when gets on the PUP or the IR for 4 weeks, comes back, he's injured again. Yeah, if they make the playoffs, it's going to be. I mean, you got to give credit to the coaching, right? There's
Yeah.
no way they should be this competitive right now.
Now they've won 4 in a row. They've covered 4 straight. Oh, that 10-6 Patriots game just giving me flashbacks. Yeah, I mean, dude, they're 7-5. I mean, I don't think they're very good, but hey, they're finding ways to win football games, and it just shows you, man. Like that, for example, we'll take the Colts and Patriots. Is there really that big a drop from either of those teams? We watched that game. It was like these two teams are awful. Well, one's 8-4, the other one's 2-10. It just shows the margin of error in the NFL is so small once you get past those top 5-6 teams, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, man. Let's get over there.
Speaking of top teams.
Oh, my God. Yeah. WTF. What the fucking fuck, Ron? Yeah. Dog pick of the day lays a big-time egg. They got the perfect weather, raining, slows down the offense. Unless you just don't guard Tyreek Hill. I mean, I guess if you don't guard him, he can still run. 70 or Tyreek Hill, 5 catches, 157, and he only played 3 quarters.
I have a feeling Ron was asked, "What's your game plan for Tyreek Hill?" And he said, "No, we played the Dolphins, not the Chiefs this week."
No, so they asked him. They said, "What's your approach to the defense this week?" And he said, "We're going to keep it simple." Well, my God, keeping it simple means you put your third string, not even corner. They put a safety on Tyreek Hill on an island in the slot. What do you think is going to happen, Ron? My God, how do you not have a safety over the top? It's one thing to get beat by Tyreek Hill if he catches the ball 5-10 yards down the field and then he makes 7 of your guys miss. There's really no defense for that. It's like, hey, man, I need better players. But if you're just going to say, hey, man, you got Tyreek Hill on the island over there, that's horrible coaching. That is terrible. Did he not watch the Patriots? Did he not watch the Raiders? All the Raiders and Patriots did were say, we're going to put 2 deep safeties, and we're going to say, you got to beat us 5-10 yards. You got to dink and dunk your way, and we're taking the big play away from you. And you look at it, too. I mean, in those games, the Dolphins scored what? 24 against the Patriots. Against the Raiders, it was 20. Against the Chiefs, 14, because they just put the safeties deep. Ron's awful. Ron's gone. He's terrible. This shit's a joke. Like that they were close your eyes special again and got drilled again. They're like defying the close your eyes special. That's how bad this fucking team is. And you know what? Sam Howell's not playing well either recently. Eric Bieniemy, I don't know what the hell his game plan is. You're running for 6 yards of carry, but you refuse to run the ball because you think you got Pat Mahomes in the Chiefs offense right now.
Yeah. They're going to be a close your eyes special again next week, correct?
No, they're on bye.
Oh, they're on bye. Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that would have been,
wait.
let's see, there's been 11. Is it 11 close your eyes specials? And they've been 4 of them. Is that correct? 3 or 4 of them? Like this is historic.
It might be number 5.
Yeah, it might be, or you might be right. It's unfortunate for Ron. I think he was a great NFL player. He was a pretty decent coach, I thought, especially defensively. We've talked about how there seems to have been a decline with him. I don't know if it's health, age. I don't know for sure. Maybe a little CTE setting in. I'm not sure. It's unfortunate, but yeah, I agree. He is gone. He hasn't shown any reason why he should still be an NFL head coach at all.
We can be eliminated. He's not eliminated
Right.
yet. He's only 2 back in the wild card. He's ready to go. RD, yeah. I mean, I think I've been hesitant from the beginning to crown Bieniemy. Like I know you know what's crazy? Everybody wanted to crown Bieniemy after the Eagles games. I think we're finding out the Eagles defense sucks. Like I think isn't it a coincidence that Sam Howell's good games are against the Eagles? Like that's
Right.
that's basically who he torched, and everybody just was like, "Oh, it's the Eagles." Like that's a hell of a performance. Yeah, he played really well in those games, and maybe the Seahawks game as well. But other than that, man, he's been so up and down. He was bad again. He was all right against Dallas. I know the offensive line's bad. He was terrible yesterday, though. He was terrible yesterday. He was terrible against Buffalo. He's all right against Chicago. He's been inconsistent. He's been a rookie, is what he has. So,
I was going to say he couldn't even torch Chicago.
No. Thank God we don't play the Bears again. You guys would kill us.
He did put up 388 yards against us, but
you were up
that's
like
because you were
4
behind the whole time.
Yeah, it was that was Bieniemy's dream. He could just throw the ball and pad his stats. So, Skins 4-9, losers of 5 in a row. Season's over. Another dark winter for Washington. Change that filthy goddamn name. It's awful. Miami. Hey, future's bright there, man. 9-3. They took over FedEx yesterday. That was fun to see for about the 100th time in the last 5 years. A opponent coming in. Miami. I mean, I don't think we learned much. They beat up on the bad teams. I will say, man, I was impressed that they were able to put up 45 points in those conditions. Like I've been one to kill them for underperforming in the cold. I mean, you got to give them credit, man. They took care of business against the Jets and Redskins. I know those teams suck, but you could also lay an egg. That's the other alternative.
Yeah, for sure. Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, if that game was in Miami, they might have scored 70 on Ron yesterday, but thank God it was in the rain. So, all right, that's enough of that game.
The way it started, I almost messaged you, are we going to see 70-20? And then I was like, nah, I'm not going to kick him while he's down.
I turned it off. Like midway through the third, I said, there's too many other good games. Just fucking games going on the iPad. I'm done with this shit.
That's fair.
All right, let's get over to the late window and talk a little. Oh, no, we have one more. Texans, Broncos. Great game here.
Yeah.
The Broncos finally cooled off and did not get a big win. Russell Wilson, not very good yesterday. 3 interceptions. What was your takeaway from this one?
The Texans look like the better team. They took advantage of a defense that, I mean, some of the better teams in the NFL have not been able to take advantage of. I have a small rant on this one. What the fuck are you doing having your 5'10", less than 200-pound wide receiver block in the middle? Tank Dell going to be out for the season. Very unfortunate because of how good he was. But why is he blocking in the middle? Why is that the guy you put in on that play to block in the middle of a scrum? Like, I don't get that at all. That was just bad personnel management, in my opinion.
That sucked. That really sucked. I hated seeing him go down. Houston, a big win. I mean, how about Nico Collins yesterday? 9 catches for almost 200 yards, filling in for Tank Dell. It did suck seeing Tank Dell go down, but I mean, that's unfortunately the nature of the beast in the NFL.
Yeah.
The Texas team's feisty, man. I mean, they continue to play hard and play for their coach. D'Amico Ryan's going to have a chance to win Coach of the Year. I mean, you kind of look at it. They got the Jets and Titans in a back-to-back road spot here. If they can fucking steer clear of that one, I think they should be able to get both. But if you split, then you got some meaningful home games coming down the stretch.
Yeah. I caught a lot of shit for putting them in my top 10 of the our power rankings, especially from Mr. Man in the Box, CJ Sullivan. But let's fucking go, Texans. They are a feisty team, and I think they're gonna get into the playoffs and surprise some people. Well,
they're not busting our chops on the team that we had number 1 in our power rankings headed into the league. They're not busting our chops on that one. We'll talk about that in a minute. So Texans, well done, 7-5. Broncos 6-6. Big game for the Texans to have tiebreaker scenarios over these Denver Broncos. Broncos, 2 more road spots at the Chargers, at the Lions. So we'll see how they regroup here coming down the stretch. All righty, next up, we got – this game is god-awful, let me tell you. Carolina covers the number. Tampa Bay.
Unbelievable.
Tampa Bay gets it done 21-18. This game was awful. I'm not going to lie to you. It was actually kind of entertaining. I'll tell you what, Bryce Young's not very good, but his offensive line is god-awful. I feel like he gets sacked every other play. Finishes 15-30, 178. Baker's injured every other play too. So I don't know. What was your takeaway from this game?
I'll tell you my takeaway. Fuck the Bucks for not covering this. I had a free bet on a 8-game parlay, and this is the only one that didn't hit. My free $25 did not turn into $2,200 because of these assholes not being able to beat the Panthers, who suck. And at home, I know it ended up being a downpour there. I get that. I had a coworker that was at the game that sent some videos, and it was they were getting drenched, but you got to beat a bad team like the Panthers, especially because the Bucks have looked decent. So yeah, fuck them. I'm tired of this not covering bullshit.
So,
Anyway,
do you want to back them
one
next
brand.
week against Atlanta?
Yes, I do. Smacking myself.
Go right back to it. Yeah, I'm with
Yep.
you. Let's take Tampa Bay next week. They're going to beat Atlanta.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be the NFC South where everybody's 6-7. It's got to be a clump.
I should point out that 8-game parlay, RD in the chat saying Baker to Evans saved him. That included me taking the Packers to cover. I didn't think they were going to win, but I thought they would cover easily. So I'm finally putting some of my feelings aside so I could focus on the bets and winning money.
Make some money. I know. We'll talk about the Packers. I know you're sick to your stomach that they're going to make the playoffs. Great, or not great win. Good win for the Bucks. Get it done. Bounce back. They got Atlanta, they got Green Bay, and then they got a couple home games coming down the stretch before finishing at Carolina. So they're going to be in the thick of things in this filthy NFC South. Carolina 1-11.
Yes.
God awful and great for the Chicago Bears. I'm like, I don't even know what to say. This team is so garbage. So
They are.
All right, that's enough talk of that NFC South bullshit game. Let's go over to the next game. And I'll tell you what, I had the Browns in this game, and I felt like it was the right side. It's like a 1-point game with 5 minutes left, and the Browns hit the ball. And then Joe Flacco did Joe Flacco things. He threw a pick. I actually thought he looked all right early. Came out firing it.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit. We messaged each other. Why didn't the Jets bring him back in? I don't understand.
Better than they have.
Yeah, so much better. Obviously ended up blowing it, but I agree. That was just a situational thing of trying too hard to make a play. He looked a lot better than anybody the Jets have, minus maybe Rodgers, but better than Rodgers right now.
Yeah, the man of the darkness. This Rams offense is really good, man. That's another thing I took away.
Yeah.
They went up and down on the field on arguably the best team in football. They had almost 400 yards of offense. Puka Nacua got banged up, came back in. Cooper Kupp. I mean, this team is clicking on all cylinders right now offensively. Yep. What is that? Is that 3 in a row for them? Yeah, that's 3 in a row to get back to 500. 6-6, and they got Baltimore next week. So looking forward to seeing that one. Although Baltimore's drilled these teams, these NFC teams in Baltimore. So I don't know. What do we think of the Browns going forward, man?
They're done.
It sucks, man, because they got a good team, but they just
doesn't suck. I was out on them in preseason. They're done.
They're
avid Brown hater over here.
They haven't won since that Steelers fucking miracle win. That was their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, they got the Jags next week. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll be on the Browns. Let's go.
Of course you will.
Yeah, it's going to be cold. Sunshine's got to go to the freaking cold in Cleveland. Steak by the lake. Give me the Browns. We'll talk about it on Wednesday. All right, let's go to the game. That was both our locks. Fucking easy.
Yeah.
These two teams aren't even close. Niners drill, and I mean drill, the Philadelphia Eagles. It probably could have been worse. If San Francisco showed up in the first quarter, it would have been worse. Brock Purdy back as the front runner for MVP of the National Football League, which means we got to fade the Niners next week. I hate saying those words, but that's been the common trend. Jalen Hurts banged up, but I mean, this Eagles team, man, we talked about it, man. They were asking for it. They're the Vikings of last year. Like I know that they went to the Super Bowl last year, and everybody thinks they're that team. They're not that team. They're not even close to as good as they were last year. Their defense is awful. Their defense gets gashed every week. They just finally had a team that went pedal to the metal and choked them out finally when they had them down multiple scores. And by the way, I know the linebacker. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? Brelo. Greenlaw. What am I saying?
Greenlaw. Oh,
yeah, Greenlaw. Get that fucking security guard out of here. He does not have the right to get in the middle of a dust up and put his hands on the linebacker. I would have punched him too. What are we doing here? He got tossed because a guy that's not even in the game. I love what Shanahan said. The guy's not even in the game. I don't care how many freaking Philadelphia Eagles fans love that guy. Fuck that guy. What are we doing here?
Yeah, this was a game that, like you said, we were on that
Yeah.
kicking him out was probably not the right move, but I feel like the refs were starting to kind of just get over all the bullshit after every single play. And this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I was too. Like I'm so into rivalries. I get wanting
Yeah.
to destroy your opponent. Do it on the field by moving the ball or making a good tackle. Quit this pushing and shoving shit after. I feel like if I was a coach, I would have told them next guy that gets a personal foul is sitting on the bench. You know, this is why I like hockey. They drop their gloves, they duke it out, they shake hands afterwards, and they go about the game. Like, and that's that. Like these
Yeah.
guys, I was getting so irritated. It was like this dick measuring contest. You want to play like a 3-year-old, get your ass off the field and duke it out. That's fine. But I don't know. It's just play the damn game. Quit pushing and shoving at the end of every play. Like, come on.
It did get a little old. Like on every extra point, it ended up being like a
Yeah.
brawl. I mean, I liked it at first, then I'm like, all right, can we like play the game now? Like,
Right. Yeah.
but dude, the Eagles had to do that because they were clearly outmatched physically
Yeah.
and talent wise. Like, I know Sean is going to say that they're going to beat. They're not going to beat them in the playoffs. No way.
No.
They
No.
and honestly, San Fran probably would have beat them in the playoffs last year, but the quarterback went down. Purdy went down. That was reality. And then Johnson went down as well. So
When Hurts exited for a little bit, I go, okay, here we go. We're gonna hear. Well, we would have won
yeah.
if Hurts was in. It's like no,
Yeah,
no, you
since they
wouldn't
were
have.
down 21 at that point, that game was
Yeah.
over.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, they freaking. If they play again, the Niners are going to beat them again. They're unless the Niners are injured. If Trent's hurt, that changes things. If Kathy Mark, yeah, watch your language, JMark.
right.
I just get the security guard off the field. He's supposed to be in charge of the
Agreed.
security. He's not part of the game. He did the same shit against Buffalo or Kansas City a couple weeks ago. I'm like, get this jackass out of here, man. Like,
Yeah.
I hate the Eagles, man. Like, it's just they think that they live at a different set of rules. It's like, man, get out of here with that. I'm glad they got their teeth kicked in. San Francisco, well done. Came through on our lock. Never in doubt. We should have outlined it. That's what we should have done.
That's what Moonoff did.
I know.
That
really
was his
stuck
dog, the -6.5. Yeah, we could have done this.
He
I
really
don't know.
stuck his middle finger up at CJ and Sean. With
He
that.
did.
Damn. By the way, JMark and Latte and myself had the Niners as number one in the power rankings all week. Caught a lot of shit because the Eagles were freaking 9-1 or whatever the record was. Yeah, or 10-1. They were a dog for a reason. They're not the same team as the Niners. Not even close.
Right.
We'll talk about it. Eagles go to the Cowboys next week. Hope nobody wins. Niners go back. It's kind of weird scheduling. Niners go back against the Seahawks. The Eagles and Cowboys just played. So, yeah, let's go. All right, let's go over Sunday night. Your worst nightmare. Favre, Rodgers, Love. Oh my God, they got a quarterback, and I was wrong on this kid. He's making throws left and right. Now I will say that freaking Hail Mary. Everybody's like, "What a throw!" That was lucky as hell. Like the one that he airmailed up the Dobbs. How was that not picked
Agreed.
off? But the Packers, like the Steelers, had that magical voodoo fucking horseshoe up their ass. Unbelievable. 6-6, they were dead a couple weeks ago. Now they're in the playoffs. They beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, this it's disgusting. It really is. I mean, I fully expected the Packers to cover. I bet them to cover. I put that in my picks. If you go over to Tally site and everything, I thought for sure this would be a close game. It's at Lambeau, yada yada. I didn't think they were going to win outright. I thought the Chiefs were going to win this game like on a last-minute field goal or something. Feels like the past couple of weeks have been some of the worst officiating we've seen. I was going to say like that was completely pass interference on the Packers, but it also wasn't a roughing the passer or a personal foul when they hit Mahomes. Like, so bad calls on both sides. So I'm not even going to use that as an excuse of why the Packers won. They've been playing hell of football. RD probably thinks I'm suffering from a head injury because I've said good things about the Packers several weeks in a row. I pumped Jordan Love up on the fantasy football show. But they're playing good. Like I have to admit that they are playing good. And these Chiefs, I don't know if they're gonna even make it to the AFC Championship. I mean, everybody has them. Oh, they're going back to the Super Bowl or at least the championship. I don't think they will. They are struggling to move the ball. They're struggling just all over. And then Cook getting injured out of their defensive backfield. I think that hurts them. I don't know. This isn't the same Chiefs team.
Not even close. And you got to give the Packers, like you said, a lot of credit. They're running the football well too. I mean, I like this rushing attack with AJ Dillon. I mean, he's physical in December. But Jordan Love, man, 25 of 36. He outplayed Mahomes last night. Mahomes beat him with the Swifties in there. I mean, this is I'm with you. Let's talk. We gave the Packers all their roses. What the hell? What's going on with Kansas City, man? This team offensively, maybe it's the Matt Nagy issue.
I would 100% believe that. Fucking Matt Nagy.
Dude, they look like shit. They do. Offensively, what have they scored in the last couple of weeks? I feel like they haven't scored at all. I guess they were able to run away from Vegas at the end, but they didn't score in the second half against Philly. They didn't score in the second half against Miami. They basically got shut out in Denver. This team is struggling. I kind of think Buffalo might get them this week off a bye.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, Buffalo, they've at least moved the ball well. So the way the Chiefs have played, I don't know if they keep up with them.
Well, and Buffalo's won in Kansas City back-to-back years. So Buffalo needs to game like blood. I mean, they got to get going out of this bye week. But so does Kansas City. I think we're finally going to see Patrick Mahomes have to play a road playoff game.
Yeah, I think so. And I don't think they're going to win it. My mother pointing out Swifty magic is gone and Nagy is a curse. As a Bears fan, she knows all about that. He is a curse. I agree.
Terrible.
I don't know if it's the Swifties, if it's Nagy, maybe it's the Mahomes auto commercials. But there's too many distractions or something because they don't look good.
Well, Bieniemy is going to be unemployed about here in 5 weeks. He'll be back in. Maybe he'll join the staff for the playoffs. So go right from Ron back to Kansas City for the playoff run. Knowing the Chiefs will be the 2 seed and somehow the 1 seed will get upset so that they still play all their home games. They got a horseshoe up their ass. Yeah, man. Chiefs got to get some things fixed, man. I don't see how you could bet on this team right now in the playoffs right now. I know they got Mahomes. I know they got Kelsey. I know they got Andy Reid. But if you're going based off of what you've seen over the last 5-6 weeks, if they don't get things turned around a little bit here coming down the stretch, they may lose in the wild card round, to be honest.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, man. That puts a bow on week 13. Let's look ahead to week 15. How did we do in week 14?
I was just pulling that up. So for my picks, I took Jags. They were a 1-point favorite. They're now a 3-point favorite. Texans were 2.5. They're now a 6-point favorite. And the Packers, I took the Packers 3.5-point favorites. They are now 6.5-point favorites. And you couldn't quit your Patriots. You took them at plus 5.5. They're now 6-point dogs.
Oh, bullshit. Disrespect to my Patriots.
All right. You did have the 49ers 7.5. They're now 10.5. So you got 3 points on that one. And then the Cowboys, it was a pick 'em. They're now 3.5-point favorites. So you got some really good value there, crossing over 3.
And I think we called it. We said if they get drilled by San Francisco like we thought, they thing could rock it up. So
yeah,
all over it. But now we look ahead to week 15. What lines are going to move based off of week 14's action? JMark, I will let you lead it off, my friend.
All right. I am looking here and let's see. What do I like? I like the Vikings to have a little bit of a bounce back in week 15. They're going against the Bengals. They're 2-point favorites right now. I don't think Jake Browning can move the ball very well for the Bengals. Bengals do have a decent defense, but that's all I think they have going for them right now. So Vikings, 2-point favorites. I think that probably gets up to the 3.5 range.
I agree with you. Hey, let's go back to Lambeau, where the Green Bay Packers are only laying 3 against the Bucks. Nope. I think they'll be laying about 4.5. So I think you get it before it gets north of a field goal. So give me the Pack. Go, Pack, go to keep this momentum going.
I like it. I'll get some shit for this one, but that's okay. Because you know what? The Browns fucking suck. I know they have a good defense, but they suck. And the Bears defense has gotten a lot better. Fields is going to be able to run the ball on them. So the Bears are currently 4.5-point favorites. That's gonna drop to at least, or sorry, they're 4.5-point dogs. That's gonna drop to at least a 3-point spread. Probably closer. I could see this 2.5 to 2. So yeah, give me the Bears. Can't help myself.
I like it. Bears, go, Bears, go. This one's a value pick. I hate taking chalky favorites, but Miami's 10.5 against the Jets right now. They were just 10 points when they played in New York a couple weeks ago. This thing will be 14.5. Take the Dolphins right now, minus 10.5.
Yeah, I like it. That is a good one.
I see one I like.
Is it the Patriots?
No. But I will take them 7.5 against the Chiefs. Where are the Chiefs be laying that many right now?
That's the one you were gonna like. You're not gonna like this one probably. I'm gonna take the Rams.
I was thinking that one. That was the one. That was the one. I was like, oh, give me a break. Ron sucks.
Yeah, 4.5-point favorites. This closes closer to a touchdown, I feel like. So I'm on the Rams.
I agree with you.
Didn't mean to steal it from you.
No hard feelings. Let's go. Man, I hate giving out all these chalk, but I don't really see another one I like. I mean, I kind of like this one right here, and it's chalky. The Niners are laying 10.5 in Arizona. They're laying, I mean, that is a lot of points, but
they're such a better team.
The last couple of years they've played in Arizona, that thing's been around 13, 14.
Yeah.
With another strong performance, I don't see how this thing isn't 14 by the time we get to it.
Agreed.
I mean, Dallas was laying 14 in Arizona earlier this year. This thing's going to be 14. You got to take the 10.5 right now.
Yeah. They own the Cardinals anyways, so yeah.
They own everybody right now.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you though. I like that one. Just as a little bonus, as you were looking, I did see Dallas and Buffalo currently a pick 'em. Who do you like on that one? Who gains value?
I kind of
It's in Buffalo.
Well, I you know what, man? I have no idea because it's all based off of this week. If Buffalo goes into Arrowhead and gets it done, then I think Buffalo's the favorite. But if Dallas steamrolls Philly, I don't think they're going to steamroll them. But let's say Dallas wins by 10 and they just are the better football team on Sunday, then I could see the Dallas overreaction. Everybody loves to back Dallas, so
yeah, true.
Oh, I'll be on Buffalo that game. Fuck the Cowboys.
Buffalo. Yeah,
kiss my ass, Cowboys
fans.
I hate everybody. Only the Patriots. It's Steelers. I like you. I like the Panthers. They suck. I like the Bears. They suck. Skins, terrible.
We're making our playoff run. How dare you?
I'm going to bet every single dog from here on out. I'm tired of all these favorites winning. It's flipping next week, and we'll see you on Wednesday. JMark, it's Monday Night Football, so tell everybody what we got going on over on the Old Fashioned Football Podcast.
Yeah, join us at 6 Central, 7 Eastern for whiskey and waivers. We're going to be giving out waivers, which is important with all these injuries. We got playoffs start in 2 weeks. Fantasy football playoffs in 2 weeks.
I know it. I know, man. I can't believe how quickly the season. That's what's crazy about the fantasy season. That shit's over by first, second week of December. So hopefully you guys are having good fantasy teams. I think I'm around 500. I probably should have listened to the Old Fashioned Football a little bit more. Or thank God I listened as much as I did, or otherwise I'd probably be 3-9. So I'm not a big fantasy guy, but when I do so and I got to pick up a couple waivers, I check out the Old Fashioned Football. Great channel. And of course, who cares about fantasy football? I'm there for the whiskey. So
there you go.
That's the most important thing. You guys can find me at Moneyline_back on the college basketball experience here in a couple hours. Every single night, baby. Midnight Madness. It's a riot. Get in there in the chat. So That's all I got, man. Looking forward to getting back here on Wednesday. How about you?
Absolutely. And picking the Bears. Let's go.
I love it. Let's go. The Bears. All right, everybody. See you Wednesday afternoon, same time. And don't forget to let it ride.